This is a documentary about how other people see us. This is a documentary about Scottish national identity. My name is Leon Hamilton and this is the Scots identity. Scotland is constantly trying to boost its tourism. This is a massive industry. Tourism is important to Scotland because of Scotland's landscape and historic castles. But in recent years, tourism in Scotland has started to rely on the film and TV industry. This is shown in the recent Glasgow tourism commercial, where the commercial talks about the various film locations located in Glasgow, and in Visit Scotland ads around the world. Here is a photo of a Visit Scotland ad on the side of a tour bus in New York City in 2016. This ad references Outlander. Outlander has been the most successful example of TV boosting tourism. It was reported in the Radio Times that tourism to places featured in the show have increased by 67% since 2013. As well this year, Diana Gabaldon, who wrote the Outlander novels, has won the Visit Scotland Thistle Award for tourism. Some of the locations that have been featured in Outlander have benefited from this boost in tourism. These sites are Culloden, Doune Castle and Blackness Castle. This is on top of the Outlander merchandise that is for sale in the majority of gift shops in Scotland. The success of Outlander shows that there is a demand for Scottish films and TV, so I believe that we have to create the supply. So far, we are on the right track with recent films like Outlaw King and Mary Queen of Scots. These films and shows don't have to be big budget blockbusters. They can be smaller films. Think of Local Hero and Under the Skin as examples. We can make films and TV shows that appeal to Scottish and international audiences. According to Screen Scotland, Scotland benefits from the same tax breaks as the rest of the UK. Tax relief is available for British films that pass the cultural test or qualify as an official co-production. For all British qualifying films of any budget level, the film production company can now claim a payable tax rebate of up to 25% of UK qualifying expenditure. The example that Scotland should follow is New Zealand. The Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies have brought a massive surge in tourism. So far, the film industry in Scotland is similar to Toronto's film industry. World War Z, Fast and Furious 6, Hobbs and Shaw and Patrick Melrose have used Glasgow to stand in for London and New York City. The reason why Toronto's film industry is the wrong way to use a film industry to boost tourism is the fact that if a city is constantly standing in for other places, audiences will believe that the film is filmed where the anchorage tells you on screen rather than where it's actually being filmed. Toronto constantly stands in for cities like New York, Boston, Chicago, and rarely plays itself, with the exceptions being Scott Pilgrim vs. the World and Bon Cop, Bad Cop. So what I believe Scotland needs to do is build up its film infrastructure. We should also be encouraging co-productions with other countries to ensure a wide audience. In the US, we should be appealing to American audiences by making films and TV shows that highlight the Scottish-American connection. A good example of a film made like this would be Wild Rose, which was released in April 2019. The plot revolves around a country singer from Glasgow and her journey to get to Nashville.
Okay, and finally, just talk about Scotland as a character in this.
Yeah, Scotland's, I've really enjoyed working here. We're based in Glasgow, the studios are near to Glasgow, and Glasgow is an amazing city, very warm people. Most of our crew are Scottish, and it's a place that has a lot of heart, a lot of charm. It's a beautiful country, and that definitely feeds into the show in a big way. That has been a a real bonus to the whole experience. Has been coming up to this very proud and vibrant country.
And there's clearly a great pleasure in how the fans have responded to the show and what you're hearing about tourism figures and everything else. But nevertheless, it must feel like quite a burden in some ways. I mean, a kind of a high-class burden. But just talk about, the mantle of the role that you're carrying and how symbolically important the novel has become for contemporary Scotland.
Yeah, I mean, the show has done really well for Scotland. It's certainly showing off Scotland in all its glory, especially even when it's about to rain. So I think I'm delighted that our show has been seen as a great icon for Scotland, and I'm glad that also the Scottish people have really taken it to heart. There's we have great actors, we've got great craftsmen, great crew, and I think it's employing a lot of people, it's bringing a lot of industry into Scotland, and I think I'm delighted that it's been such a success.
And how are you finding going about your business in Scotland, because it's become so important for the economy as well, the tourism it's attracting, and the sense of Scottishness that's being projected outwards?
Yeah, I mean, it's just wonderful. We have the most amazing crew here, and when you see some of the craftsmanship and the skills that we get to utilise that have been here for generations and generations, it's very special, and I think that that's something that shines through our show, is that you have this real sense of history that's it's very genuine and it's very authentic, and that's been something brilliant. And Scottish people they're hilarious, and they have a fantastic sense of humour, and it's funny, occasionally people on the street will make a comment, but it's always something very fun and very sweet. So yeah, I love being here, and it's kind of like home, but it's different enough to feel like you're away.
The appeal is the idea of its filmed in Scotland, and it portrays the way Scotland is seen by other peoples. Yet I don't think it portrays them as outlandish people who are barbaric in their time. It really depends on whoever's filming it, portrays the way they look at the way they've done in their eyes. It'd be better if there was more movies made in Scotland, but again it depends on where and when it's been done.
Overall, I believe that Scottish cinema has an opportunity for development.